Okay, we'll get started. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Who wants to start the Mangala Charan? Jayani?
अज्ञानस्य मिनन्दस्य जघन सलाप किया
Akshur. And this is Dhyananjana.
चक्षुर येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यं मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा माति सर्वपादन्ति
Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Who wants to do the next? Avya?
वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकलनं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं सागजातं सकनं रघुनाथं सजीवं सद्वितं सद्वैतं परिजन सहितं कृष्णचैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सागना ललित श्रीवैष्णवं च
Okay, Ishan?
हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेक्ष गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी परमावि हरे प्रिय.
Thank you. Who else wants to go next? Okay, Avya, go ahead.
वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासुदेव गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Thank you. Khyati, you want to do the Hare Krishna Mahamantra?
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you. So we are on the story of Prahlad Maharaj. If you recall, Prahlad Maharaj was teaching the kids, his classmates, and then we will see what happens next. So then they asked him, right? We had read this, remember? They were asking him, how do you know all this? How do you know Bhagavad Dharma? How do you know what to chant? Right? Then Prahlad Maharaj is going to tell the answer. So who wants to read? Yes, Avya, go ahead.
Hiranyakashipu left his kingdom and went to the mountains known as
Mandarachala.
To execute severe austerities. All the demons scattered. Hiranyakashipu's wife Kayadu was pregnant at that time, and the demigods, mistakenly thinking that she carried another demon in her womb, arrested her. Their plan was, as soon as the child took birth, they would kill him. While they were taking Kayadu to the heavenly planets, they met Narada Muni, who stopped them from taking her away and took her to his ashrama until Hiranyakashipu returned. In Narada Muni's ashrama, Kayadu prayed for the protection of her baby in her womb, and that Narada Muni reassured her and gave her instructions on spiritual knowledge. Taking advantage of those instructions, Prahlad Maharaj, although a really small boy within the womb, listened very carefully. The spirit soul is always apart from the material body. There is no change to the spiritual form of the living entity. Any person above the bodily conception of life is pure and can receive transactional knowledge.
Transcendental knowledge. Very nice. So what's happening here? And so Prahlad Maharaj was teaching all these nice things to all his classmates. And Ishan, are you in the class?
Yes.
Right. So he's asking, they were asking, all the classmates asked him, like, how did this happen? How do you know all this? And this is when he tells the story that when you remember Hiranyakashipu went to the Mandarachal mountain and he had his arms raised and he was doing severe austerities and his body was all covered with ant hills and stuff. He was not recognizable. That time, and all the demigods wanted to kill the baby which was there in Kayadu's body because she was pregnant, and they thought that this she will this new baby. They did not know Prahlad is a very qualified. Is going to be a qualified devotee, a great devotee. So they were thinking of killing him. That this son of Prahlad of Hiranyakashipu will become a bad demon like Hiranyakashipu. So they wanted to kill the baby which is in the womb of Kayadu. Kayadu, who is Kayadu? Does anybody know who is Kayadu? Who is Kayadu? Okay, besides Ishan, who is Kayadu? Okay, Ishan. Okay, Avya.
Kayadu is Hiranyakashipu's wife.
Yes, Hiranyakashipu's wife is Kayadu. So they wanted to kill the baby in Kayadu's womb, but then Narad Muni came and protected this Prahlad Maharaj, saying that Prahlad Maharaj is a great devotee. He's going to be a great devotee of the Lord. And then Narad Muni took Kayadu to his ashram, and then gave her protection until Hiranyakashipu finished. Until Hiranyakashipu finished the austerities. And then while he was in the ashram of Narad Muni, Narad Muni kept telling stories, spiritual stories, and Prahlad Maharaj, while in the womb, was hearing all these stories. And that's why he was so very knowledgeable about all the things, what is material, what is spiritual, and what should we do and what should we not do. He also gave us the 9 processes of bhakti at the age of 5, right? Who gave the 9 processes of bhakti, and what are the 9 processes of bhakti? Does anybody remember? What are the 9 processes of bhakti? Okay, Ishan knows. Jaini, do you know? Okay. Jasvita, do you know what are the 9 processes of bhakti? We've spoken about multiple times.
I know one of them.
What is it?
Kirtanam.
Yes. Okay, Jasvita.
That's what I was going to say. Kirtanam. Vishnu Swaranam.
Yes.
Swaranam.
What
Pada
else?
Sevanam.
Yes. That's all. That's all you know.
Remember.
Okay, Avya,
Yeah.
do you know? Avya, do you remember?
I don't remember all of it, but I remember Shavanam, Kirtan, Pada Sevanam, Vishnu Smaranam, and then Pada. No, I said that. That's all I remember too.
Okay, Jasvita.
I also remember Smaranam too.
Vishnu Smarana, yes.
Vishnu Smaranam. Oh wait, did I already say it?
No, okay, go ahead, Ishan.
Smaranam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Dasyam Dasyam Vandanam Sakyam Atmanivedanam.
Yes. So see, Prahlad Maharaj at the age of 5 knew all this. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, no, Archanam, Vandanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam, right? So how come he knew? Because he had a guru. While he was not even born, his mother was listening, and he was listening inside the tummy. He was listening, and he was grasping all this. And there was one more person who we know comes in the Puranas, who was in the baby's, in the mom's tummy and was listening. Do you know? Do you know who is that person? Yes, Avya?
Arjun's son Abhimanyu.
Yes. What did he learn? Yes, what did he learn, Avya?
He learned how to get inside a Chakravyuh.
Yes, he learned how to get inside a Chakravyuh. He could not learn how to get out of a Chakravyuh. So this is how he learned all the spiritual knowledge through Narad Muni. So Narad Muni was a spiritual master. Okay, who wants to read next? Jasvita, go ahead. Go ahead.
This transcendental knowledge is devotional service, and Prahlad Maharaj, while living in the womb of his mother, received instructions in devotional service from Narada Muni. Any person engaged in the service of the Lord through the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master is immediately liberated and being free from the clutches of Maya. He is relieved of all ignorance and
material desires.
The duty of everyone is to take shelter of the Supreme Lord and thus becoming free from all material desires. Regardless of the material condition in which one is situated, one can achieve this perfection. Devotional service is not dependent on the material activities of austerity, penance, mystic yoga, or piety. Even without such assets, one can achieve devotional service through the mercy of pure devotees.
Thank you. So what's happening is this Prahlad Maharaj, while living in the womb of his mother, he receiving all these instructions in bhakti, devotional services bhakti from Narad Muni. And Narad Muni is saying, anybody who is engaged in the service of the Lord, right, through a bona fide spiritual, bona fide means true, who is not false, he is immediately liberated and is being free from the clutches of Maya. So we have to take the shelter of the Supreme Lord. And do you really need lots of money to perform bhakti? Do you need lots of food? Do you need to do lots of like years and years of like tapasya, stand on one feet like Dhruv Maharaj did, or stand with both the arms raised up? Do you need to do like so much hard work for bhakti? Can a rich man do bhakti? Can a rich man do bhakti? Can a poor man do bhakti? Can anybody do bhakti? Yes, anybody. Anybody. What does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? He is asking for a patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati, which means I just give, he just, if somebody offers him with love and pure devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, he will accept it. Like tulsi, he loves tulsi. You can grow tulsi. Everybody has tulsi in their house. Yes. So tulsi, you can give a flower. You can give a fruit. You can even offer water, but you have to give with love and devotion. Does Krishna need your wealth? Does Krishna need your toys? Krishna needs your food. He has so much. Radharani cooks the best food in the whole world. She never even make the same meal ever again. If she feeds Krishna say khichdi today, she will never feed khichdi again. Ishan, are you listening or where are you? What are you doing?
I'm looking at the other screen because.
Okay. So see, we are all his children. He doesn't need anything from us. Like if say Ishan gives me a birthday gift, right? I will give him money to he will, so that he can buy a birthday gift, or say he's buying for his mother. The mom is giving the money, and from that money they're buying. The same thing. If we are doing something for Krishna, Krishna is giving us everything. He's giving us food. He's giving us money. He's giving us everything. And from that itself, you're giving it to him. So he has everything, but he looks for that love, right? When if Ishan is making a card for me, I am becoming happy that he made an effort. He's loving me. That's when we get happy. So that's Krishna also gets happy when we try to call out for him, when we say, oh, Krishna, I love you. I pray to you, because we are his children. Yes, does that make sense? Right? So Krishna is not needing so many opulent things. If you have, very nice, offer it to Krishna. If you don't have it, it's not necessary. He's looking for the love. And this bhakti comes through the mercy of a pure devotee. So when you associate with devotees, when you have like-minded people who are also doing bhakti, or high advanced devotees, from them you will also get bhakti, because you cannot go in the shop and say, oh, can you give me 10 liters of bhakti? Can you go to a store and say, oh, I want 10 liters of milk? Yes, they will give you. 10 liters of water? Yes, he can give you. Can you give 10 liters of bhakti? No, you cannot go do that. You associate with the devotees. You go to
Bhakti
a kirtan.
is not measured in liters.
It's not measured in liters. It's not measured in pounds. It's not measured in kilograms. So it is something which comes.
How do we measure bhakti?
That only Krishna knows. So if you go to kirtan program, you associate with people who come to the programs, or you listen to nice classes, or you read Prabhupada's books, you're associating with Prabhupada. So read these kind of Krishna books, read this spiritual books. You're associating with the author of the book, Prabhupada, who is a pure devotee. You listen to lectures. You listen to lectures from Maharaj, from Prabhupada, from so many other devotees, or you go to the Kirtan programs. The devotee association is very important. Okay, so now we will move on to the next chapter. See this chapter, this Prahlad Maharaj, I think this is the 6th or the 7th part we are doing. There are 10 chapters in 7th canto. How many chapters? 10 chapters. We finished till 7 chapters now. And Narasimhadev has still not appeared. Now he's going to appear in the 8th chapter. Okay, so let's start with the 8th chapter. Okay, who wants to read this? Okay, Jenny read half page and then Ishan read the half page. You're muted, Jenny.
All the sons of the demons appreciated the transcendental instructions of Prahlad Maharaj and took them very seriously. They rejected the materialistic instruction given by the teachers Sanda and Amarka. When Sanda and Amarka, the sons of Sukaraya, observed Shukracharya observed that all the students, the sons of the demons, were becoming advanced in Krishna consciousness because of the association of Prahlad Maharaj. They were afraid. They approached the king of demons and described the situation as it was. When Hiranyakashipu understood the entire situation, he extremely angry so much that his body trembled. Thus, he finally decided to kill his son Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu was by nature very cruel, and feeling insulted, he began hissing like a snake trampled upon by someone's foot. His son Prahlad was peaceful, mild, and gentle. His senses were under control. He stood before Hiranyakashipu with flooded hands. According to Prahlad's age and behavior, he was not to be
chastised.
Yet, with staring crooked eyes, Hiranyakashipu rebuked him with the following harsh words.
Yes. Do you guys remember the play? This is the exact
play. I did not read.
Okay, yes, you will read the next one. So, do you remember the play? This is what is happening. Now, all these classmates of Prahlad Maharaj are getting attracted towards Krishna consciousness. They are not listening to this, the teachings of Shanda and Amarka, right? They are not listening to the teachings of Shanda and Amarka. Amarka, in the play, had a stammer, right? And so now they are taking him towards Hiranyakashipu, saying, "What should we do? He's not listening, and he's making the whole class bad, right?" And then you guys did the song. What was that? Lying, cheating. What is that? Stealing
from a poor man, give it all to me.
Yes, right. So now it's opposite. Now Prahlad Maharaj has been teaching Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So now whole class is changing. And now that's why Shanda and Amarka take him to Hiranyakashipu saying, see what your son is doing. So now he's saying he's very mad. I'm thinking about Sahas now. He just did the role very nicely. He screamed and shouted. Now see, Hiranyakashipu is very cruel, and he inside is like a snake, like somebody has trampled on the snake with foot, and now he's vomiting poison out, right? So, but Prahlad was a sweet little boy, 5-year-old boy. No father, nobody should chastise or scold a sweet boy like Prahlad, but Hiranyakashipu is rebuking, scolding him with the following words. Okay, Ishan, go ahead, read.
Hiranyakashipu said, "O most impudent, most unintelligent disruptor of the family, O lowest of mankind, you have violated my power to rule, and therefore you are an obstinate fool. Today shall send you to the place of Yamaraj. My son Prahlad, you rascal! You know that when I am angry, all the planets of the three worlds tremble, along with their chief rulers. By whose power has a rascal like you become so imprudent that you appear fearless and overstep my power to rule you? Prahlad Maharaj said, My dear king, the source of my strength, of which you are asking, is also the source of yours. Indeed, the original source of all kinds of strengths is one. It is not your strength or mine, but the only strength for everyone. Without it, no one can get any strength, whether moving or not moving, superior or inferior. Everyone, including Lord Brahma, is controlled by the strength of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prahlad Maharaj continued, My dear father, please give up your demoniac mentality. Do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. Make your mind equipoised
Equipoised.
towards everyone, except for the uncontrolled and misguided mind. There is no enemy within this world. When one sees everyone on the platform of equality, one then comes to the position of worshipping the Lord perfectly.
Thank you. See, here Prahlad Maharaj is only 5 years old and he's teaching his father great lessons. He's saying that see with everyone with an equal eye, right? We think, oh, this person is my friend, this person is my enemy. No, Prahlad Maharaj is teaching us everybody is equal because everybody is a soul. Okay, Ishan, now you became something else. So everybody is a soul, right? Even the character he became like a buffalo that also has a soul, right? So Prahlad Maharaj used to see everybody with the same vision, and that's what he's teaching his father, saying, think everybody is the same. Nobody is an enemy. Vishnu is your not enemy. It's from Vishnu that you get your own all your power. If without Vishnu, without Krishna, you will not have any power. So wherever you think you're getting your power is the same power I'm also getting from Krishna. So see, Prahlad Maharaj, even the 5-year boy, even the son of his, he's not afraid to speak up. He's also teaching us one lesson. He's teaching us that we should be truthful. We should not be afraid of speaking the truth. Sometimes our teachers scold us and we tell a lie. Oh no, there is no God. The teacher is telling us, no, there is no God. Then we don't speak up. We should speak for our principles. We should be fearless. Because if we believe in Krishna, Krishna will always protect us. See how Prahlad Maharaj was always speaking the truth. He was never scared. Even though he was put in the field of snakes, even though his father threw him from the cliff of a mountain, even though he was put in fire, even though so many things, he was never scared. He never gave up the name of Krishna. Same thing is teaching us. If some powerful person is in front of you, don't say wrong things. He's still trying to teach his father and saying that whatever power you have is coming from Krishna. Now let's see. Now we're getting close to the climax. Nima, you want to read?
Okay. Hiranyakashipu replied, You rascal, you are trying to minimize my value as if you were better than me at controlling the senses. This is over-intelligent. I can therefore understand that you desire to die at my hands, for this kind of nonsensical talk is indulged in by those about to die. O most unfortunate person, Prahlad, you have always described a supreme being other than me, a supreme being who is above everything, who is the controller of everyone, and who is all pervading. But where is he? If he is everywhere, then why is he not present before me in this pillar? Because you are speaking so much nonsense, I shall now sever your head from your body. Now let me see your most worshipable God.
Did we lose Nimai? We cannot hear you. Can you guys hear? Okay.
Son Prahlad with harsh words. Cursing him again and again, Hiranyakashipu took up his sword, got up from his royal throne, and with great anger struck his fist against the column.
Thank you. So what's happening now, right? Even in the play, Hiranyakashipu was asking, is your God here in the vase? Is he in the window curtains? Here is he asking in Bhagavatam, right? Is he in this pillar? And he was saying, I am gonna cut your head, Prahlad's head from his body. And if your God is here, is he in this pillar? And then he uses his fist to crush the pillar. He's cursing Prahlad Maharaj, and he has a sword in his hand so that he will cut the head of Prahlad Maharaj. And then he hits the column. Now you know what is going to happen, yeah? Okay,
Everybody get ready.
Are we ready now?
Guys, close your ears. Why does it not work?
Okay, what happened? Enable content.
Get ready. Get ready. Why does it sound like a helicopter? Why does it sound like a helicopter?
Was it a helicopter? Was it a helicopter?
No, it sounds normal.
It's a helicopter mixed with something else.
No, it's a normal lion.
No, it's not.
It's a normal lion. It's just no. It's here. It's him.
Okay. So now comes Narsimhadev. Narsimhadev Bhagwan ki jai. Ayati, you want to read?
Yeah, sure. Then from within the pillar came a fearful sound, which appeared to crack the covering of the universe. This sound reached even the abodes of the demigods, like Lord Brahma. When the demigods heard it, they thought, "Oh, now our planets are being destroyed." While showing his extraordinary prowess, Hiranyakashipu, who decided to kill his own son, heard that wonderful tumult sound, which had never before been heard. Upon hearing the sound, the other leaders of the demons were afraid. None of them could find the origin of that sound in the assembly. To prove in the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial. In other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is personality of Godhead, Hari exhibited a wonderful form never seen before. Never before seen. The form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Hiranyakashipu looked around to find the source of the sound, that wonderful form of the Lord, which could not be ascertained to be either a man or a lion, emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakashipu wondered, "What is that creature? What is that? What is this creature that is half man and half lion?"
Yes, thank you. See? So Narsimhadev has come, and he's come in, and because his devotee Prahlad Maharaj says he's also in this pillar, he's coming from the pillar. And half man and half lion. Why? Because Hiranyakashipu had gotten the boon.
That was, I cannot be killed by a man or a beast.
Yes, he cannot be killed by a man or a beast. That is why half man, half lion. Nobody had seen that kind of form. And then that the voice, and I could not do justice to this voice, which I was trying to do. This is nowhere close. There's so much tumultuous sound that this noise was there in South India. It went up to Brahmaloka. This noise was so huge, so high pitched that people thought, even Brahmaji thought, that our planets are going to get destroyed. That noise was so loud. And nobody could see, where is this noise coming from? Where is this sound coming from? Right? So for non-devotee, this noise will be very like frightening. And this form is very frightening, that how Narsimhadev looks half man, half lion. They're scared. But for devotees, he's very pleasing. He's very pleasing. They worship him. They love him. And even when Prahlad Maharaj was sitting on the lap of Narsimhadev, he's holding him with these inside hand, not with the nails, so that he doesn't get hurt. He's doing it, and this is very soft. Have you seen the paws of a lion? They're very soft. So he's doing like this. So how merciful is he? Let's see. Mahima, do you want to read?
Sir Prabhuji, Hiranyakashipu studied the form of the Lord, trying to decide who the form of Narsimhadev standing before him was. The Lord's form was extremely fearsome because of his angry eyes, which resembled molten gold, his shining mane, which expanded the dimensions of his fearful face, his deadly teeth, and his razor-sharp tongue, which moved about like dueling swords. His ears were erect and motionless, and his nostrils and gaping mouth appeared like caves of a mountain. His jaws parted fearfully, and his entire body touched the sky. His neck was very short and thick, his chest broad, his waist thin, and the hairs on his body as white as the rays on the moon. His arms, which resembled flanks of soldiers, spread in all directions as he killed the demons, rogues, and atheists with his conch shells, disc, club, lotus, and other natural weapons. Hiranyakashipu murmured to himself, "Lord Vishnu, who possesses great mystic powers, has made this plan to kill me. But what is the use of such an attempt? Who can fight with me?" Thinking like this and taking up his club, Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord like an elephant.
Thank you. So beautiful form of Narsimhadev. Look at this form of Narsimhadev. So beautiful. Prahlad Maharaj is like the so beautiful form. To Hiranyakashipu, it's a very frightening form. It's a Ugra Narsimha, means angry Narsimha. He has a shining mane, the mane of a lion. His teeth are deadly, his razor-sharp tongue. His ears were erect and motionless, and nostrils.
So couldn't Narsimha could have killed him with his teeth?
Say that again. Narsimha killed him with his
Narsimha could have killed Hiranyakashipu with his teeth too.
teeth too, yes. And so his neck was very short. So this whole description is giving in Bhagavatam. This is all from Bhagavatam. And then people say, oh, there is no form of the God. God is just light. There are many people who you will meet in your life who will say, oh, God does not have a form, he's just light. So then where is all this description coming from? Right? So when people ask you, then you should all give these descriptions. Do you understand? Right? So God always have a form. Now Hiranyakashipu is trying to attack him with a club. He says, oh, okay, Lord Vishnu is trying to kill me, but how can he kill me? I'm so powerful. Okay. Shriya, you want to read the first two paragraphs and then Adha will read the third?
Okay, Prabhuji. Just as a small insect falls forcefully into a fire, the insignificant creature becomes invisible. When
When Hiranyakashipu
Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord, who was full of effulgence, Hiranyakashipu became invisible. This is not at all astonishing, for the Lord is always situated in pure goodness. Formerly, during creation, he entered the dark universe and illuminated it by his spiritual effulgence. Thereafter, the great demon Hiranyakashipu, who was extremely angry, swiftly attacked Nrsimhadev with his club and began to beat him. Lord Nrsimhadev, however, captured the great demon along with his club, just as Garuda might capture a great snake.
Adha, go ahead.
When Lord Nrsimhadev gave Hiranyakashipu a chance to snap his hand from the as Garuda sometimes plays with a snake and lets it slip from his mouth. The demigods who had lost their abodes and who were hiding behind the cloud for fear of the demons did not consider that incident very good. Indeed, they were
Disturbed, right? Just like a small insect will fall into fire and burn, right? Or become invisible. Hiranyakashipu, when he attacked the Lord, he became invisible. He's playing powers. He's trying to show his powers, right? There are so many siddhis, right? Mahima is one of the siddhis. Then Anima is one of the siddhis. Prapti is one siddhi. Laghima is one siddhi, like we become like small. But all these powers, even if these yogis get these powers, they're getting the powers from Krishna, from Vishnu, from Nrsimhadev. Are they going to be disturbed by these powers? No. Because even when Mahavishnu creates the universe, one universe is very dark, right? Then he goes inside that as a Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and then there is light. So everything is coming from Krishna. So this Hiranyakashipu is a fool. He's trying to attack him with his club and trying to beat him. And then one time, Lord Nrsimhadev gave Hiranyakashipu a chance to slip from his hand. He slipped from his hand. And then the demigods were like, oh, Krishna, what is happening? Even we're scared that Hiranyakashipu might not win. But let's see, can anybody be powerful than Krishna? No.
Unless Krishna desires, because
Yes, like, can you guys tell me an example when Krishna was scared of somebody?
I just said it.
Is Krishna scared of anybody?
Yeah.
No, okay, no, not you. Not Mahima, not Isha, not Mahima. Somebody else. Yes, Shriya. Yes. When was that? When was that? Yes, in Damodar Leela, Mother Yashoda is running after Krishna with a stick, and his eyes are filled with terror, and he's crying, like Ayati is showing. Like Krishna, who is the most powerful person, is scared that my mother will hit me with a stick. Right? So even the most powerful one can become scared if you love them. Yes, Ayati, you have a question?
So everyone has like a certain type of scaredness. Like they're scared of something that's small.
It's basically it's the love, right? In that moment, Krishna is thinking he's a child. He's thinking his mother is there.
So because Vishnu and Krishna, who's like God, is like in a child's form, trying to cry to make Leela. So is that basically correct?
He's not trying to cry, he's actually crying. Because his Yoga Maya thing, his Yoga Maya energies putting curtains on his self. So he's not thinking about his he forgets. He forgets that he's the most powerful person. He then becomes a baby. Because otherwise, it's the true natural emotions will not come out. Then it's like an acting.
Oh, so he's acting but not knowing that he's acting.
Yes, he's not knowing that he's not acting because he truly believes he's a child.
He's in a spirit of a child, in a body of a child. He's basically a child.
Basically a child then. Okay. Who has not read and wants to read? Avya, did you read? You want to read?
I already read.
Okay, you already read? Okay. Who wants to read next? Let's see. Let's start with Jenny again. Jenny, you read the first two paragraphs, and then Jasvita can read the last paragraph.
Okay. When Hiranyakashipu was freed from the hands of Nrsimhadev, he falsely thought that the Lord was afraid of his prowess. Therefore, after taking a little rest from the fight, he took up his sword and shield again and attacked with the Lord with great force. Good, making loud, shrill sound of laughter. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, who is extremely strong and powerful, captured Hiranyakashipu, who was protecting himself with his sword and shield, leaving no gaps open with the speed of a hawk. Hiranyakashipu moved sometimes in the sky and sometimes on the earth. His eyes closed because of the fear of Nrsimhadev's laughter.
Yeah, thank you. Jasvita, you want to read the next last one paragraph?
Yeah. A snake captures a mouse, or a Garuda captures a very venomous snake. Lord Nrsimhadev captured Hiranyakashipu, who could not be pierced even by the thunderbolt of Indra. Who
As Hiranyakashipu moved his limbs.
Pierced by the thunderbolt of King Indra, as Hiranyakashipu moved his limbs there and all around, very much afflicted at being captured. Lord Nrsimhadev placed the demon on his lap, supported him with his thighs, and in the doorway in the doorway of the assembly hall of the Lord, very easily tore the demon into pieces with the nails of his hand.
Very good. Yes, Nimai.
I don't have a question, but I just saying I have to leave.
Okay, Vita, leave. Go. We are finishing up in 7 minutes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, see here, they were fighting, and then now Hiranyakashipu was sometimes moving in the sky, sometimes on the earth, and his eyes was closed because Narasimhadev is laughing. He's getting scared. Hiranyakashipu is a powerful demon, was conquered 3 universes. He's conquered the 3 planetary systems. He's now fearful of Narasimhadev. And Narasimhadev is now waiting for evening time because he had a boon that he could not be killed in the day or in the night. He could not be killed on the land.
Step already.
Huh?
He already had the doorstep.
Yes, he took him to the doorstep. He said he could not be killed in the land or outside land. He could not be killed in the water, and he could not be killed in the sky. He could not be killed by a man or a beast. He could not be killed by any weapon. So now evening comes, and he takes him on his lap, and using his fingernails, he took his fingernails and kills him, takes his intestines out, and puts him on his body like a garland. So this is what is happening. Krishna, if somebody does something wrong, he's gonna get killed. Okay. All right. So who wants to read next? Ayati, okay, read the first 2 paragraphs and then, okay. Okay. After Adhav will read the last, and then after that, Avya, you will read next. Okay, first 2 paragraphs you read, Ayati.
Okay. Lord Narasimhadev's mouth and mane were sprinkled with drops of blood, and his fierce eyes, full of anger, were impossible to look at. Looking the edge of his mouth with his tongue, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narasimhadev, decorated with a garland of intestines, just taken from Hiranyakashipu's abodement, resembled a lion that has just killed an elephant. A Supreme Personality of Godhead who had many arms, first uprooted Hiranyakashipu's heart, and then threw him aside and turned toward the demon soldiers. These soldiers had come in thousands to fight with him with raised weapons and were very faithful followers of Hiranyakashipu. But the Lord Narasimhadev killed them all merely with the end of his nails.
Ada? You're muted. We go ahead, read the last paragraph. Adhav? Go ahead, read the last paragraph.
The hill on Narasimhadev had shook the clouds and scattered them hill and hill. His glaring eyes stole the effulgence of the luminaries, and his breathing
agitated
the sea and oceans. Because of his roaring, all the elephants in the world began to quiet fear.
See, now he's killed Hiranyakashipu. He's licking the edge of his mouth with his tongue. And he killed so many other soldiers because a lot of faithful soldiers of Hiranyakashipu came running towards fighting Narasimhadev, and he's killed them with the ends of his nails. and he's very angry. It's very angry. And because of his roar, all the elephants in the whole world are just crying in fear. Okay, go ahead, Avya. Let's last. We will do this last, and then we will stop.
Airplanes were thrown into outer space in the upper planetary system by the hair of Narasimhadev's head. Because of the pressure of the Lord's lotus feet, the earth appeared to slip from the position, and all the hill and mountains sprang up due to his intolerable force. Because of the Lord's bodily effulgence, both the sky and the directions diminished in their natural illumination. Manifesting the full effulgence and a fearsome contents, Lord Narasimha, being very angry and finding no contestant to face his power and opulence, then sat down in the assembly on the excellent throne of the king. Because of fear and abeyance, no one would come forward to serve the Lord directly. At that time, the airplanes of the demigods who desired to see the activities of the Supreme Lord Narayan crowded the sky. The demigods began beating drums and kettle drums, and upon hearing them, the angelic woman began to dance, while the chiefs of the Gandharvas sang sweetly.
Yeah, Remo. So because his hair, he is huge. Narasimhadev is huge. His head is touching the sky. The outer space, the airplanes were thrown out. And even because he's putting his pressure on the earth is slipping from his position. And lots of mountains and hills are coming out. And there's so much light coming from his body that the moon, the light coming from the moon and the sun is insignificant as compared to the light coming from his body. Effulgence means the light, right? Whenever we draw the pictures of Krishna, Radha, Ramji, Sitaji, there is a light we put at the back, right? That's the effulgence. Same thing, he's so effulgent. And now he sits down on the throne of Hiranyakashipu. And nobody wants to go to him. Nobody wants to go to Narasimhadev, because Narasimhadev is in so angry mood. Like, how come Hiranyakashipu was trying to kill my devotee? He was Narasimhadev was like he was making this kind of noise. What is he doing? He was very, very fierce. So we will stop here today, right? At that time, like all the demigods came and they're putting flowers, they're singing that Hiranyakashipu is dead and they're happy, but nobody wants to come near Narasimhadev because everybody is so scared. Okay, so we will stop here. I just wanted to ask who all is there during the summers and will be able to do the classes?
What?
Who all will be able to do the classes during summer? And when are your summer vacations starting?
Our summer vacation starts.
I might be. Mine is in June 9th.
Mine starts at June 21st.
Huh?
We're not sure yet. We barely have any days left. We have